like I said, to me, attraction is like what gets you off. What's going to get you to ejaculate? What's going to get you to come? What's going to get you wet? Or get your dick hard? Shit like that. To me, that is attraction. What's the difference to you between love and attraction? Well, I believe that one, attraction is what you find first, right? Attraction is what attracts you to someone. You know what I mean? It's like me seeing a feminine woman sitting in her feminine essence, looking very feminine. I think you get the fucking point about a woman and her feminine, how attractive that is for me. Various men are different. Some like their men a little more manly. By all means, enjoy. That's all for you, daddy. That's all for you, brother. As far as the women that take time to be a lady, a woman that takes time to, get feet and nails done. It takes time to work on hair. It takes time to ponder between outfits before going on a date, trying to make an impression for said guy, you know, or even just the upstage bitches that might be out there, whichever one it is. But like attraction for me is, yeah, it's that like that feeling that you get like when you're in the club, right? You're in the club, like I'm speaking on old days. You know, back in the day, used to be in like passion. This used to be an ongoing thing. It's just routine shit. But being like passion in this, you eye fuck. You know what I'm saying? You just everybody's staring, looking at each other. Not having conversation with anybody, don't know how masculine, don't really know how feminine outside of what they're dressing like. You know what I'm saying? There is a masculine uniform and there's a feminine uniform when it comes to wearing attire and shit like that, right? So, but when you see someone that you are of interest, you see like for me, a young lady of interest, and it's like, damn, immediately I could fuck her. You know what I mean? So like it's as graphic as a bit brash, harsh, whatever you want to call it. It may seem to you, but that is the animal instinct that is within us all. You know what I mean? And when you have masculine energy, you extract feminine energy. And feminine energy finds safety in said masculine energy. Some do, you know what I mean? Some a little bit more proved than others, or just haven't found their chosen man of masculine energy just yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm only speaking for the heterosexual, community on this one. I'm not really able to speak on, how it works as far as my LGBTQ brothers and sisters. So bear with me. The only reason I say this is because I was having a conversation at work earlier today with one of my co-workers that is, lesbian, and it kind of put me on the game about some stuff. So I was kind of taking that in and like, okay, I'll keep that in mind going forward as, being able to conquer my ignorance on certain subjects. But nevertheless, let's get back to the story, right? So attraction to me is the difference between that and love is that like with attraction, that's like what draws the desire. You know what I'm saying? Like I can love my mother, I love family members, I can love friends and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say for instance, like my best friend Jakara. You know what I mean? I love her to death. I love her to life for that matter. You know what I mean? But I'm not attracted to her. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I don't see her and be like, man, I want to jump her bones and I want to fuck her. No, I don't have those. I don't have those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, attraction is that being able to ignite that animal instinct within a man to a woman and then a woman to a man. I guess the best way that I like to describe it, and I was telling my therapist about it, is like, and I told her that I wanted to go more in detail about this when I did discuss it once I got the question submitted to me. I wanted to say that those couples that fall, that lose their passion, the fire dies out. When you're, and this is coming from a porn, a former porn addict. All right. When someone is looking at porn, right, the body types, and I'm not talking about extreme. I'm not saying you got to be fully in shape. But what I'm saying is that, like, if you're married to a woman that's built like Ellen, and you looking up porn stars that look like Kim Kardashian, I think that's the biggest difference. It's not to say that you don't love your wife who looks like Ellen, you know what I mean. Very masculine features and shit. You know how some women get older and they just dress like, they dress like Ellen. It happens. They get about 50 and 60, and then they turn into short haircut, start wearing polos and jeans and boat shoes. But I digress. But looking up on, like I said, looking up on whatever porn site, the girls that you're looking up don't look like the person that you're with. To me, for me, I believe that is attraction, if you will. And what we're not ready to hear on a lot of cases is that the person that knows how to love you may not necessarily be the person that you're attracted to. Now, I'm sure that a lot of women can testify to that because you're married to them. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing personal. Not singling nobody out. And I'm sure there's some men out there, married men too, who look up, who tend to look up women on porn sites that look total opposite of who they're, they're married to. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you're not going to be attracted to the woman or the man that you decide to marry. What we're talking about here is how you'll see, I don't know, a woman that clearly has just let herself go, right? Her husband, he's still a good dude, does he abides by what God called him to do according to scripture in that relationship. But he got a dark secret. He's looking up porn of women that might not even be the same race as the woman that he's married to, not to mention in better shape than what she might be in. Granted, I know that's a hard thing to take on, but in my eyes, my theory, wouldn't call it ignorance, whatever. This is my way of kind of describing the difference between love and attraction. And I hope that everyone's able to digest it well. If not, it's going to make for a great conversation, get pissed off, whatever the fuck it may be. I'm here for it all. But what I'm saying is to me, the difference between love and attraction is I love my mother. I'm not attracted to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Or, that's no knock on my mother, but again, it's your mother. So why would you even look at your mother that way? It's probably a bad example, but I think you get what I'm saying. Like when I see the likes of a Kim Kardashian or a young Kenya Moore or Biblical back in the day before she fucked her face up with looking like an animal cracker. You know what I'm saying? Like before then, when I was a little boy, there was this attraction there. Little boys with hormones, you see women, attractive women, seeing women at school, you want to jump their fucking bones. You know what I'm saying? You want to fuck. To me, that's attraction. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody you want to fuck is somebody that you want to love and be in, a long-term relationship with. It's everyone serves their purpose, if you will. So like attraction to me is like, what is your desire? And there's ways, I believe there is ways to have both love and attraction in the same relationship, but it's going to take effort. And some of us can't put effort into ourselves, let alone put effort into trying to maintain a fucking relationship. It's a lot of people that get into marriages, relationships, and just stop doing all the things that attracted the person that they're in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Like all those things that you did before that you no longer do, that's what attracted me to you. That's what I was attracted to. But a lot of times people get lazy, people get complacent, life happens, especially for those with kids. Like I said, it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy and it's easy for me to talk about it because I didn't really live in, like, my kid was, you know, further away, so I had a little bit more of an advantage to her, like, than her mother did. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had full on, you know, time with, you know, our kid. As to where me, military and working far away, I had a little bit more freedom. You know what I'm saying, to kind of move. So, I mean, I respect those mothers, single mothers that put in that work with their kids and still find time to maintain their femininity. You know what I'm saying? And like still wanting to feel like a woman, still wanting to feel desired and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But like seeing that difference between love and attraction, I think it's you know, it makes you think. Honestly, I've thought about this even leading up to before starting the footage. But like I said, to me, attraction is like what gets you off. What's going to get you to ejaculate? What's going to get you to come? What's going to get you wet? Get your dick hard? Shit like that. To me, that is attraction, because you know, opposites attract. You know, you got your masculine energy and your feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? And learning how to exert said energies, and it has to be there. Whether that is the man exerting his masculine energy or exerting his feminine energy, or the woman again, you know what I'm saying, exerting feminine energy, or she's exerting masculine, but the opposites have to attract. Now, as far as love goes, I believe that you can love someone. I know a lot of people that downright look after like their husbands and wives and stuff as if they become roommates, if you will. You know, you be with somebody long enough, and the attraction, you've allowed the attraction to die, and now you guys just take care of each other. And much respect to some of you that do that. As for me, I want to live more into the attraction world. I would like for me and whatever woman that, you know, down the line that I decide to be in something, you know, like committed with, I would like to lean more into the attraction aspect, and because I want to continue to do everything that I did that attracted that individual, given within the circumstances. Now, granted, if you know you have other things, priorities involved within the confinements of the relationship that kind of get in the way, well, just do my best damn effort. And that's really all it takes. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's really what it is. It boils down to effort. And some of us get tired. No joke, man. You know how it's like when you first get a job, you got that energy to just do every fucking thing, right? And then as time marches on, you get complacent, you get comfortable, and you feel like you're good. You know what I'm saying? You feel safe within your job. And then you kind of slack the fuck off. And then, you know, Jim Rohn is one of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn is 1 week of neglect can cost you a year of repair. So like when you don't feel like doing shit, do that shit, is what I'm saying. And we do make a lot of excuses why we don't get things done. We end up acting like the 95% versus the 5% who actually puts forth that effort as much as they can. And I'm saying that people go through a lot of shit. And everything is not all about sex. No, that's not what I'm implying. I don't want to imply that with this whole topic between love and attraction. But what I will say is that in order to for somebody's dick to get hard and somebody's pussy to get wet, that it's going to boil down to attraction. You know what I'm saying? And I just really want to compliment those people that actually make the efforts for their relationship, you know, or efforts for themselves, if you will, to still have, you know, still do all the things that you feel are, you know, for your attraction. I mean, it's just different parts of the world. You know, it can come off very shallow and what have you, but attraction is attraction. When you go to a CarMax, when you go to a car dealership, are you looking at the busted ass vehicle? Or are you looking at that shiny ass, you know, sports car, shiny ass luxury car, shiny ass truck? And the reason why you're staring at that is because of the effort, the shine that was put into that. How much shine are you putting into yourself? How much effort are you putting into you? I get it. Life has hit you probably a certain way, and you just don't feel like doing shit anymore. I'm here to tell you that when you look good, you feel good. The more you put into yourself, the better it brings out more of you. And All I'm saying is that we do go through shit. We get depressed. We have anxiety. We feel like our heart's been broken and we don't feel like doing shit. And facts don't care about feelings. And it's like doing the things that you don't want to do if it means bettering yourself. It's just simple. It's the same thing, the same effort we make to go to work. If we don't go to work, we get fired, we lose our jobs, we lose money, and we're on the street. It's an effort that's got to be placed. And sometimes I'm sure there's days where you don't feel like going the fuck to work, and you get up, you find ways to do that. And it's the same thing, just putting in effort for you. I mean, who are you going to work for? Are you going to work for them, or are you going to work for you? If you're going to everything changes when you put more effort into yourself than you do, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And that's another Jim Rohn nugget. You know what I'm saying? Like, to work harder on yourself, than you do on your job. And I'll say the same thing at home and within a relationship, or if you're not with anybody. Say you're just out here single and whatnot. That effort that you put into yourself heightens your attraction. And whether that's if you're trying to attract someone or if you just want to feel good about yourself, I recommend that. But as far as the difference between attraction and love, like I said, I think love is something that, once it hits you, there's really not much you can do about it. You can be pissed off at that individual, and that individual's probably not the best for you, but you can't help but love them. But just because you love them doesn't mean you don't love yourself more. So I'm not saying that because you love somebody that hurts you or something like that to continue to be in that toxic ass relationship. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you got to love yourself more, and that's the hardest part because you've been raised by and conditioned probably by your family to care about everybody else except for you. So as for the love aspect, I'm telling you that you can love someone, just by spending time and creating emotional connections with said person or said thing, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that attraction goes, for me, it's unconditional. I wanna lean more into the unconditional thing. So that would be like I would say the difference for me. Now with attraction's got conditions, because attraction, depending on how you look, will determine if I'm attracted to you. So yeah, that comes with a condition. Now, as far as a love that I may have for you, regardless of, whatever it is, that's an unconditional thing. Now, the unconditional love is not unconditional tolerance. Yeah, unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional tolerance. You know what I'm saying? So, but attraction is, again, you're looking at girls or guys or whatever through Instagram, like models and all that stuff. Your mates don't look like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're attracted to. You very well may love your husband, you may love your wife, you may love your girlfriend, you may love your boyfriend, your side pieces, your mistress, whatever your situation is. But as far as what you're attracted to, that's what you're leaning towards. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong. It's not right or wrong. I think it's more perspective. And as far as what we're attracted to and what we love are, that's sometimes it's the same thing, and most of the times, especially in in long-term marriages, you tend to be married to someone long enough that you guys sometimes you outgrow each other. And I think that happens, I've heard many stories from various people just listening to their story. And I'm novice. I'm novice when it comes to marriage. I'm not in no way, shape or form trying to be, an expert in that field. But I do know what the fuck I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to the feminine, you know what I'm saying? The feminine of a woman, and turned off by the masculine. You know what I'm saying? As far as any engagement with me, a woman operating in her masculine, I'm just not with that shit. But attraction and love, I just I guess the base way of explaining it. And a short way to put it is that attraction is what is what gets you aroused, and then love is what genuinely takes care of you, right? Sex is fine. That's one aspect of it, but having that type of bond and relationship connection with someone that actually takes care of you. I feel like that's more along the lines of of love, unconditional love, you know, things that you just want to see that person do right, whether you're with them or not, you know, unconditional. You appreciate them. You don't possess them, you know. I feel like that's what love is. Love is definitely appreciating somebody, not possessing them, and wanting to see them do well, even if it means it's not with you. What were your thoughts on Cheesecake Factory as a first date? First off, for that young lady, I honestly think it's much ado about nothing. As far as this goes, it's perspective based, and that's if indeed that was true and not just a troll. You know, we got internet trolls that just put anything up there and get people to say whatever, you know, like to respond to it, which I'm doing right now. As far as the thoughts of Cheesecake Factory being a first date, I've been on a first date to Cheesecake Factory. I've been on two, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I can think about it. I found out about Cheesecake Factory through an ex-girlfriend. She was very adamant about cheesecakes, like the cheesecake at Cheesecake Factory. And I would say she was fairly, you know, bourgeois, if you will, bougie. So it's interesting that Cheesecake Factory is not at least in 2023, a choice for that young lady to take out for a first date. I quite enjoy Cheesecake Factory. I think Cheesecake Factory, that's the ones with the fucking shrimp balls or the macaroni and cheese balls, right? Them shit's fucking huge. Everything at Cheesecake Factory is fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like being in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when they used the machine when they shrunk themselves, and then he had like one of them oatmeal cream pies inside the grass, and how big that fucker look. That's how everything looks at Cheesecake Factory. Everything is fucking huge for no fucking reason. But I don't see the knock on Cheesecake Factory. Now, as far as like the likes of, I don't know, fast food. I guess the only fast food that kind of constitutes as I think a qualified first date for me would probably be like a Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because a lot of our Barnes and Nobles that has a Starbucks in it. You know what I mean? Like something that is kind of creative. You know, that you can walk around, you actually learn something, maybe even talk and whatnot. But movies aren't the best, but I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm the one designing the date anyway, and that's how it works. That's how it works for me, fellas. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the one to craft the date, be creative. But movies, it depends on what it is. Like if let's just say, I don't know, met a girl and Endgame was coming out, and I met her like a week prior to Endgame coming out. I don't care if we're not going to be able to talk to each other. We're going to see the Endgame. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see Marvel's Endgame because that movie is just highly anticipated. And being such a Marvel fan, a Marvel comic movie fan, that is, because I didn't read the comics and shit growing up. But like dating back to that, you know, like seeing the first movie to this one, it's a build up to it. You're talking about like, shit, what, 12 years? 12 years worth of going to see all these movies, being real fans, waiting, you know what I'm saying, for the credits to end so you can see the Easter eggs, so you can know what the hell is going on. It was fun for its time, but we over this comic book movie shit now. But I mean, back to the subject at hand. You know how I love to ramble. Movies is, I don't believe it's the best. It's not the best date unless you get there early enough. You know what I'm saying? Like before the movie starts to kind of engage, and you can just feel a person out. At least how she's going to be, how she talks, her personality, the essentials. That is to find out if there's any form of connection possible. Is she able to open up? Are you able to be vulnerable? Are you going to be vulnerable and just a little bit vulnerable so that she can be at ease and express something about her? Like for, again, first dates, it could be saying a lot. It depends on who you are. Me, personally, I mean, practically anybody I meet, I tend to become an open book. You know what I mean? Like even random ass strangers, even at work, customers, I don't give a fuck. Because once I own my story, what the fuck can you do to me? You know what I'm saying? Like there's not much you can do to me when I already own my shit. We're gonna talk about me, what I've done, the things I do. I own it. You know what I'm saying? There's no embarrassment to it. If it's the truth, it's either the truth or it's nonsense. That's one thing to keep in mind. It's when someone says some shit about you, if it's true, why be upset? If it's not, why be upset? It's like, well, don't take it personal. But first dates, Cheesecake Factory. I don't have a fucking problem with going to Cheesecake Factory. And if she has an issue going to Cheesecake Factory, she don't have to worry about going anywhere else with me. I mean that, and then to put it on, the thing is like we're doing shit and then we're posting it online like self videos, not in like a podcast format or internet show format, just to get attention, and it worked. It worked because it's got people talking, it's got people discussing it in entertainment about going to the Cheesecake Factory for a first date. Say what we're talking about there. That right there is that princess shit that we're talking about, man. As far as like how some women can behave, and that's a red flag in itself. That princess shit. Too old to be talking about that princess shit. You're too old. Princess shit is like for elementary school kids, and hopefully a dad can knock that princess shit off before she get to middle school. You always be daddy's princess. I understand that. You always be daddy's princess. But as far as like how you carry yourself and your behavior with the rest of the world, don't feel like you're entitled. You know what I mean? Like I'm just as human as you. That's all I'm saying. Like, and don't treat me as if I'm better than you either. Of course, a woman wants to be with a giant, someone that looks up to as far as like in life, someone someone that leads. Is essentially what we're talking about here when we say a man that a woman can look up to. It's all about a man leading. His ability to lead displays leadership qualities, confidence, poise under pressure, etc. But like Cheesecake Factory as a first date, I don't see that as an issue, at least not for me. But again, if that woman feels that way, then she's probably more than likely, we're not gonna mesh on a lot of things if she thinks that Cheesecake Factory is an issue. And Cheesecake Factory ain't no cheap ass date for one. Those damn macaroni balls, I think, are $25, if I'm not mistaken, off the appetizer menu. And Charlamagne was talking about, Cheesecake Factory got like a book for a menu. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many things for you to choose from. Not to mention the cheesecake, which is on the one. I don't have any issue with Cheesecake Factory. I'm a proponent for Cheesecake Factory. Again, much ado about nothing. The whole situation where this young lady said that she didn't get out the car because they were going to Cheesecake Factory. Whatever, viral moment. She had her 15 seconds of fame, and we'll go back to our regular daily lives. But appreciate generating the conversation. But we still going to Cheesecake Factory. What do you believe factors into making great sex? I always love the sexual questions. It's how I can show my rawest form. Okay, so what factors into making great sex, to me, is chemistry. You have to have chemistry, better known as chemistry, right? And you develop chemistry one by attraction. It's again, it goes back to everything starts with fucking attraction. as far as like what led you to that individual. You don't fall in love with somebody's personality, like when you see them, like let's say you in a club or a bar or whatever. You like, oh man, it looks like a nice person. No, you got attraction going on, and you just hoping that they don't fuck it up. Honestly, just hoping that they don't fuck up your idea, your illusion of this attraction that you have for them. You know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing stupid. Like, bitch, don't you fart in here. None of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. He better not dig in his mouth. And, you know, just whatever thing. This is what we think in our mind. We probably don't say it out loud, but we just be thinking in our head like, bitch, please don't fuck this up. You know, don't fuck up this illusion. Like, you look good right now. God damn it. But what factors into great, like I said, great sex is, like, for me, I think it's what it's called sapiosexual. Like, there has to be a form of connection. And there's another term for that, but I think sapiosexual is the other one. But there has to be some form of connection before you can, for it really to be that good. Now, don't get me wrong, you can just put your shit in anything, and I'm sure some of us that have been, pretty involved in sex throughout our life know what it's like to have sex with someone that it just was like, that shit wasn't it, bro. That shit wasn't it. But, like, to me, what factors into great sex is a few things, a lot of things. And like I said, that one thing, attraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you having that sex appeal about you. Again, for a woman, whether it's her breasts, thighs, as much as I love it. For me, that's my favorite. That's my favorite body part on a woman is her thighs. Thick thighs, whatever. It's thighs in general. You know what I'm saying? I'm just I just got a thing. I have a thing for it. That's just what I just think I love about a woman. Ass is fine too, but yes, the ass will draw that attention. Titties, nice. Proportion to the body or just big, one of the two. That factors into the fantasy that you create in your mind when you see that, and then you're like, fuck. When you look at enticing, you know what I'm saying? It's all about how a woman generates her femininity. And there's nothing more beautiful on this earth than the anatomy of a woman if she carries herself right. Now, she got this National Geographic look to her body or whatever, you know what I'm saying, holding pots of water, taking it back to the village, built like that type of shit. That's not gonna turn people on, but I mean, if that's what's going on over there, if that's the best that they can do, I'm sure, however I feel about, what I'm attracted to, that's probably what they feel about that too. But it is what it is. Factors into great sex: experience, trust, opposites attracting, a man firmly in his masculine energy, a woman firmly in her feminine energy. However, she can use some of that masculine energy within the realms of sex, was we're talking about aggression, because that is much needed. You want to bring out that inner animal inside of her, and that's the thing, fellas. I don't care how nice you think your woman is. All right, it is in every one of us, man, woman. It is in every one of us. Speaking specifically about women, there is an animal that is waiting to be brought out, and how one can do that is just to find ways, to work on yourself that enables a woman to feel safe around you, so that she can show that. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe some women can be shy and afraid. I mean, some don't give a fuck. Some literally just do not, like, take me, this is who the fuck I am type shit. But there's also that, that woman that wants to share, she doesn't want to share with just anybody. You can have respect for a woman who just doesn't want to let anyone see her feminine essence in that sense, But if she trusts you enough to bring out that fucking animal, and her, like, again, her animal spirit, whichever animal it is, whether it's a leopard, a fucking tigress, a lioness, whatever your animal spirit is, If you bring that, you know what I'm saying, like you bring that out of a woman, she will show you her why they call her a damn animal, you know. But like like again, chemistry and you know, mood setting is very important too. I think so. I think it's a mental thing. You know, if you're not able to tap into um, a person's mind, whoever you're attracted to, it's not gonna go but so far. I believe, and that's the thing. Once you got the mind, the body soon will follow. You know, so that another thing that makes great sex, because now it's like you got her mind working. So before it even happens, it's like I wonder if it's going to be like this. Sometimes it's better than what it you know is what believed to be, and sometimes it's just what you thought it would be, you know. But if you can get to that point with said woman, um, it it's you know, it leaves both parties feeling satisfied, if you will. And you know, those are, I believe those are key components as far as like what constitute as like great sex. So like I said, mood setting is very important. Touch is very important. Confidence, being calm, especially for us men. You know, some men get very excited when they're with a woman. Act like you've been there before. All right, you know what I'm saying? Be there to lead. Like lead a woman when it comes to that. But I mean, be aggressive, but be gentle. You know, I think that's one way. There's definitely one way to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't wanna come off like a prude or anything like that, but you still know how to be delicate, but at the same time know how to bring out that motherfucking Hulk if you need to. You know what I mean? Like that, and like again, your animal spirit, like bringing out her animal spirit. She brings out your animal spirit. It's just two damn animals. It's a zoo going on. You know, zoo sounds. You got jungle sounds going on. I mean, music. You know what I'm saying? Like, music helps too. I think, like, you know, especially initially, like the first time, you want to leave that lasting impression, as far as like what it does to get to set you guys in the mood mentally. And we used to have a lot of music where we could set the mood appropriately, but it's a lot more like, to me, I don't really have like that. I don't hear much love making music. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to listen to shit from my childhood and maybe even you know, early adulthood, that I would say constitutes as like love making music. You know what I'm saying? Like to help set any mood with any, like I said, with any woman. Being present and knowing and timing. Timing is everything too when it comes to like to great sex. Being able to be in tune with your partner, you know, as far as how they feel. As you know, trying to fuck when they're going through something serious, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can come off inconsiderate, if you will. Know how to read the room, know how to just be present, and also understand the other ways of intimacy that do not involve sex. Even though you want to fuck the shit out of her, but know how to read the room. Know how to read the motherfucking room. And sometimes that one sacrifice just to show intimacy may help entice the next one, you know. But don't come off like no nice guy though. Like, don't do that shit. Don't do the nice guy shit. Like, you're gonna have to be that masculine man, you know what I'm saying, that's able to read the room. That's where the attraction comes in. That's what makes a woman want to jump your bones, is this whole thing of like attraction. And which brings us back, you know, full circle from the beginning with attraction and love, you know what I mean? Like, attraction is like that desire, man. Like when women see, I don't know, Shamar Moore back in the day, or Morris Chestnut, and all them other sex symbols that we had growing up, as far as like for men, you know, for women with men, and then for us with the ladies, you know what I'm saying? When we saw Lisa Ray in Players Club, when you saw Nia Long and Love Jones or whatever she was in, you know what I'm saying? Like, we saw them, it was like, oh, I would like to date her. No, you wanted, it was sex appeal, sex sells, you know what I mean? And even in the dating world, sex sells, you know, like to take care of yourself. Like having, like for men to carry themselves in a masculine frame. I believe some women, feminine women, find that to be very sexy, very attractive, and that's what heightens that's another factor for heightening for great sex, as far as like how you carry yourself as a man. Are you a woman wants to feel like a woman when she's with a man. You know what I'm saying? A man wants to feel like a man when he's with a woman. So like opposites attract. You work on your feminine, you work on your feminine energy when you're with me, because I'm gonna be in my masculine, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No going around that shit. So I'm gonna do my best to be in my masculine. You're gonna do your best to be in your feminine. And when those magnets attract, it's a thing of beauty, especially like that strong attraction that is there. So I think that that's another key component for great sex. So what do we talk about here? So mood, setting the mood. Obviously, being in your masculine frame for a man, and then of course a woman being in her feminine energy, and finding said man that she finds to be that like to give off that attraction, like to the point where she gets wet just thinking about you, and you're not even there. You know, you're not even in the same room as her. Or he gets hard, he gets an erection. You know, he gets hard thinking about you wherever he is. You know, graphic, but I mean, this is life. You know what I'm saying? This is real life. What we're talking about here. These things do happen. I mean, porn is a billion-dollar business for a reason, and we can play like, you know, saying like we don't talk about sex or we don't get involved in sex, but porn's a billion-dollar industry. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and like I said, you know, attraction is more rooted that like when you're looking up porn, you're looking up. That's what I would equate to attraction. You're looking up someone that looks like something that's going to get you aroused. And you know, again, love is like, I mean, for some, it's like treating the person that they're with. They may not find them attractive anymore. You know what I'm saying? So they ended up treating them like a roommate. They take care of them. They're not like some. I mean, some are very harsh to one another, but others are just. We just become roommates, you know what I'm saying? They just take care of each other. You know, I've seen a lot of times where a lot of married couples, they get divorces and then they're better friends than they were, you know, lovers and shit like that. And I don't see anything wrong with that. You know, as much respect to that, as long as there's peace, and it's healthy. But yeah, just want to drive that last point home about the love and attraction as far as those key components into great sex. But I mean, the biggest thing is just chemistry, right? And you know, and you feel it. Energy is everything, and that masculine energy is going to extract her feminine energy. When a woman feels safe, you'd be surprised what it brings out of her, and she trusts you enough to show her side that she wouldn't just show to just anyone. And to me, that's sexy as fuck. It is. It really is sexy as fuck to me. To witness that, to see that come out of a person that, you know, wouldn't necessarily stay in their comfort zone, but they're willing to leave said comfort zone because they trust your leadership. To me, that's sexy as fuck. And I, you know, throughout my life, I've appreciated the women that have, whether they're still in my life or not, you know what I'm saying, that trust that they gave as far as because we never had an issue sexually. I can tell you that right now. That was never a problem. You know what I'm saying? Maybe early on when in the preemie days, you know what I'm saying. But like later on, once you know as a man, you start to figure shit out. Maybe like between let's call it 25. Let's about 25 till current, you know, present day or something like that. You know, once you figure out what you're doing, that's another thing. Again, that goes back to confidence. And confidence is sexy, not just in men, but in women. You know what I'm saying? So that is another thing. Like to have two confident people, like getting ready to go to war, if you will. It's about to be a 12-round bout, or in some cases, again, you get a 1-round bout. Goddammit. But being able to have those moments, to be in the present moment with one another, sharing intimacy, sharing passion. I mean, there's all key components into having great sex. So, said a lot. If you didn't catch it all, rewind this shit because yeah, a lot was said. But that's the key components that I believe makes to great sex.